Good evening. Thank you all for being here this evening. I'd like to call the special city council meeting of the city of San Bruno to order. If we could have roll call, please.
Councilmember O'Connell.
Here.
Vice Mayor Ruane.
Here.
Mayor Franzella.
Here.
Councilmember Medina.
Here.
Councilmember Ibarra.
Here. If you would all please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Before we begin this evening's meeting, there's a few dignitaries that I would like to introduce. With us from Sacramento is our Assemblyman Jerry Hill, an installing officer this evening. Jerry, thank you for being with us. San Mateo County Supervisor Mark Church is here. Mark, thank you. Millbrae City Councilwoman Marge Colapietro is here. Daly City Councilman Dave Canepa is here. David, thank you. Former Councilwoman Beverly Barnard for the City of San Bruno. And former Councilman Chris Pallas is here. Representing Congresswoman Jackie Spear, Brian Perkins is with us this evening. Brian, thank you. And representing Supervisor Adrian Tissier from San Mateo County is George Mazingo. Thank you all so much for being here. This time on the agenda is public comment. If there's anyone wishing to address the council on any items that are not on the agenda, now is the time. Okay. With that, we'll move on to the reason why we're here this evening, the conduct of business. Item A, we have a presentation of a proclamation recognizing outgoing Mayor Franzella. So that seems hard to say. Mayor-elect Ruane.
And I need the proclamation. There it is. Thank you. I had it hidden myself. The proclamation recognizing and expressing appreciation to Mayor Larry Franzella for his service to the residents of San Bruno. Whereas on November 15th, 1999, Larry Franzella assumed the office of Mayor of the City of San Bruno, and he was reelected to 4 additional consecutive terms, serving a total of 10 years as mayor. And whereas Mayor Franzella previously served 2 terms as a city council member for a total of 18 years of service to the San Bruno community. And whereas during his tenure, Mayor Franzella provided strong and effective leadership to the city council and staff. And whereas Mayor Franzella set a high standard for the quality of city services and for the image of the city. And whereas Mayor Franzella led the city council's creation of the vision for the successful redevelopment of the crossing, the site now being completed, and for the continuing revitalization of the community's downtown, among many other accomplishments that will continue to benefit San Bruno long into the future. Now, therefore, we members of the City Council of the City of San Bruno, and speaking on behalf of the citizens of San Bruno, do hereby recognize and extend our sincere appreciation to Mayor Larry Franzella for his dedicated service to the residents of San Bruno. Dated this first day of December, 2009. Larry. We do have a small additional token of appreciation from the City Council and, in fact, all of the citizens of San Bruno. This is a mission bell, and you can take this off if you want to hear it go. It says to Mayor Larry Franzella, Mayor, November 15th, 1999, December 1st, 2009, in appreciation for your years of dedicated service to the citizens of San Bruno. Congratulations. We were actually debating between that and those big trays of little sandwiches that we have at study sessions.
I thought it might be a clock.
There are a couple of other individuals that would like to recognize Larry at this time. I would like to call on Mark Church from the County of San Mateo.
Thank you very much. First, let me offer my congratulations to the incoming mayor, Jim Ruane, on his election, and to Councilman Canavara on his re-election. I've had the pleasure of knowing Larry since the 1970s when I first started practicing law at Ross Hackett and Siegel across from San Bruno City Hall. Larry and I served together in the San Bruno Rotary Club for a number of years, and then the Millbrae Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors. When I learned of Larry's decision to run for public office, I was delighted because I knew that his practical, common sense approach to problems would resonate with the voters. And during his, is it 22 years, Larry? How many years? 18. 8, okay. Well, give or take a few. It felt like 22 probably. But during his 18 years in public office, including his 10 years as mayor, Larry has always been a strong leader who never hesitated to take a firm position on issues where he felt were in the best interest of his community. So Larry, as president of the Board of Supervisors, and on behalf of the people of San Mateo County, I want to thank you for your many years of exemplary service to the city. You have represented your city extremely well, and you've always been a tireless advocate on its behalf. And as you look back over the years of your public service, I think you can do so with a sense of pride in knowing your community is a better place because you have served. And so on behalf of the Board of Supervisors, Larry, I want to present you with this resolution in recognition of your outstanding service, and we extend to you our best wishes for the future. Congratulations. Thank you for that faux pas. I want to congratulate Rico Medina on his re-election as well.
This time I'd like to call up Jerry Hill, who's going to represent the state of California, the Assembly, and also has a proclamation from Congresswoman Jackie Spear.
Well, thank you, Mayor-elect Ruane. It's an honor to be here this evening. On a personal note, since I've been in elected office, I've known Larry Franzella. And I've always looked to him for leadership, for guidance, for friendship, and probably more importantly, for the courage that it takes to be a mayor of a city like San Bruno, and to carry it and take it and bring it to where it is today. And a lot of that is because of the leadership of Larry and the work that he's done as mayor of San Bruno. And it really shows just by looking at any avenue, any place that you walk, any park that you look at. It's all there, and it shows the great work that Larry has done. And he's been a good friend, not just to me, but I think to everyone in San Mateo County. As I was a city council member and a member of the Board of Supervisors, I always looked to Larry for that support, that guidance, and that friendship for everyone, not just in San Bruno, but he took it beyond that, because he looked at issues regionally, and that's what's so important today, whether it's transportation or whether it's health care, something that doesn't affect the city, but he understands it and knows what's best for the city. So I'm privileged today to present two opportunities for Larry. One is Congresswoman Spear and Her able assistant, Brian Perkins, is in the audience today, but asked me to present this since I was up here. But this is a great honor for someone, and it's to recognize by Congresswoman Spear in the congressional record. And this is placed in the congressional record honoring Larry Francella for his great work and appreciation for that as mayor of the city of San Bruno. And it's a beautiful resolution showing what was inserted into the congressional record today, Tuesday, December 1st. And it outlines some of the great work that Larry has done, and with directions to the Speaker of the House. So this is a wonderful honor, and let me present that on behalf of Congresswoman Jackie Spear.
Thank you.
And not that the state has any more money, that this is larger than the one from Congress, because we don't have. But this is a resolution from the California legislature to honor Larry Francella for his great work and the 22 years, I guess it's 18 as elected, but you've spent a lot of time before that working in the city in different venues. It talks about his work in the committees that he sat on. Before that, the city's Citizens Crime Prevention Committee, that he was a founding member of the Airport Roundtable and numerous other committees. But there's one little paragraph, and I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I think it really kind of exemplifies what Larry is all about. Whereas intelligent and articulate, aware and involved, Mayor Larry Francella is an excellent example of a public-spirited citizen willing to assume the responsibilities of leadership, and he has served the city of San Bruno with distinction. That says it all. Larry, thank you for those 22 years.
We have one more presentation. Amy Fink.
Larry, on behalf of the San Bruno Rotary Club, I want to say everybody said all the wonderful things about you already, so I'm just going to reinforce that you are a class act. You run a hell of a meeting. You're a great friend, and I know that you won't disappear. You'll still be in the background, and if anyone needs you, you'll come forth, and you'll still serve the city with the same class and style that you always have. And I'm just delighted to know you as a friend and as a Rotarian, and I'm just, this is just a small token of our appreciation for all the wonderful things you've done to represent the city of San Bruno.
Thank you all. I actually thought this was Jim Ruane's night, but I guess it's shifted a little just at the beginning.
It's coming.
It's coming. It's coming. And I will keep my comments brief, but I certainly have a few that I want to make. It's back in June that I made the decision not to run for re-election in anticipation of impending organizational changes within my company. And sadly, as many of you know, that excuse me, turned out to be the right choice. I've been very fortunate to serve the citizens of San Bruno for the past 10 years as their mayor, and I'll be forever grateful for that opportunity to have served and have been elected to 5 terms as mayor. But as I look back over the past 10 years, there's a number of major accomplishments that we, with the assistance of the council, were able to achieve. We saw, as was mentioned, the near completion of the crossing development with nearly 1,000 residential units, San Bruno's first senior housing project. Ground has been broken for a much-needed restaurant with banquet facilities in the city, and I'm confident that soon a hotel will be under construction. We've seen the renovation of the shops at Tanforan, major traffic improvements on El Camino. We're now realizing the benefits from the first 10 years of success of the redevelopment agency and the massing of affordable housing dollars. We've seen the signalization of the intersection of San Bruno Avenue and Shelter Creek. No easy task working with Caltrans. You'd think you could just call someone and order a signal, but that was a 3-year battle. During my tenure as mayor, BART has began operations in San Bruno. A new police station was built. We've seen downtown improvements, many new housing developments. We've developed a stronger relationship with the city of San Bruno and the county and all of the cities within our county. A new Caltrain grade separation project is proceeding to break ground in anticipation of breaking ground next year. And I certainly couldn't leave without mentioning our median landscaping. San Bruno Avenue from I-280 to Skyline Boulevard is in and flourishing. The El Camino medians are approved, and the first phase is now under construction and soon to be completed. Nothing could have been accomplished without the cooperation of the council members I've worked with, and I'd like to express my appreciation to Councilmember O'Connell, Ibarra, Medina, and Ruane. And I, too, have some presentations here. I have just a small token of appreciation for each of you that I would like to just have you remember the years that we worked together and time we spent together on the council. Ken? And Irene. I would also like to acknowledge former Councilmember Pallas, who I served on the council while I was mayor during my tenure. I truly appreciate your support and respect these past years. The smooth transition of power is something that's admired in this country as it is in our city. I'll leave office tonight knowing that I'm leaving the city in good hands. The ensuing years will bring with them many of the same financial challenges that the past have, and I know the leadership is in place to face those challenges. I also want to thank the staff of this city, because therein lies the dedication that keeps everything working, and your efforts are truly appreciated. There are a number of people here this evening that have supported me in this endeavor from the very beginning, and I thank you. And of course, special thanks and acknowledgement and appreciation to my partner Michael and my family that are here this evening. And in the words of Mayor Giuliani, I leave you tonight as mayor to resume the much more honorable title of citizen. And from the bottom of my heart, I thank you. And now if we could call Assemblymember Hill to come in and do the swearing in.
We have to certify the results.
You can't stay any longer.
No, well, we actually have to certify the results before you swear them in, so. Item B, adopt resolution certifying the results of the November 3rd, 2009 general municipal election. Is there introduction from council?
Go ahead, Jerry. Tongue-tied tonight, huh?
We need Carol to...
I will introduce the resolution and call for its adoption. City Clerk, roll call, please.
Mayor Franzella.
Aye.
Councilmember O'Connell.
Aye.
Councilmember Medina.
Aye.
Councilmember Ibarra.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Ruane.
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Well, this is an honor this evening to be able to swear in the newly elected officers of the city of San Bruno. It's a special honor because this is such a wonderful city, a great city to live for the residents, but also a great city to be part of as a community in the community of San Mateo County. So what I'd like to do is first swear in John Marty. John, please come up and give you the oath of office. To stand there. Nice to see you. And if you would repeat after me, I, and state your name.
I, John Marty,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California,
to the Constitution of the United States and to the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
discharge the duties about which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations, John. Let me do this. Thank you, John. Carol, please come up. It's your turn. Great. I
I, Carol Bonner,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California,
to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
without any mental
Reservation.
reservation or purpose of evasion,
And that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
Congratulations, Carol. That's
Thank
wonderful.
you.
I love it. The beautiful certificate has her name on it, and she signed it at the bottom as the clerk, too. So that makes it official, I guess. Ken Abera, please come forward. What an honor tonight for me to swear you in. I, and state your name,
I, Ken Ibera,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California
that I will defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California,
to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
discharge the duties that I'm about to enter.
Congratulations, Ken. Rico Medina. Another honor to do this. I'm so fortunate tonight. Such great leadership in San Bruno. Rico, if you'd state your name.
I, Rico E. Medina,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California
I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California,
to the Constitution of the United States of America and the Constitution of the State of California.
that I take this obligation freely
That I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
discharge the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
Rico, congratulations. Mr. Mayor, the changing of the guard, as Larry said, peacefully in the city. Only in America. Especially when you read some of the news articles about what goes on in the world. It's terrible. Jim, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, state your name,
I, Jim Ruane,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California,
to the Constitution of the United States and to the Constitution of the State of California.
that I take this obligation freely
That I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
discharge the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
Now what?
Do this. Slide over this way.
Thank you.
We do have two more business items, unfortunately, we have to conduct tonight. But before that, I would like to ask the newly sworn-in officials, council members, clerk, and treasurer, if they'd like to say a few words. Carol.
I want to say thank you. Thank you for no one running against me. Thank you for all the votes you gave. I mean, you have no idea. The last 4 years have been a learning curve, and I feel like I've achieved so much. But when it was time to run again, I dreaded having to go out and knock on those doors. I dreaded having to do all the solicitation I did 4 years ago. And you believed in me, and all I can say is thank you very much.
Treasurer John Marty.
I too would like to thank everyone and echo Carol's sentiments. There are a few people I would like to acknowledge. My parents, Gene and Yvonne Marty, who had just celebrated their 60th wedding anniversary. So, my brother Paul's here, and one of my 6 sisters, Celeste, is here as well. My brother-in-law Tom. But most importantly, probably the person responsible for us being in San Bruno is my wife. She convinced us a number of years ago to leave San Francisco to move to San Bruno because it's a great city, and in fact, she was oh so right. So you can blame her for all this. Also, my 4 children, Danielle, Jennifer, Jack, and Joey. Without them, I mean, life's nothing. So thank you all again.
Councilmember Ibarra.
Thank you, Mayor Ruane.
Thank you.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds great.
You know, nearly 27 years ago, I returned to San Bruno and started a family. And within a year, I started a business. And ironically, one of my first clients was a realtor, Larry Franzella. And needless to say, I haven't done any work with him since then. I don't think. But we became friends, and it's been a long road. And I'll talk about the current mayor, but it has been a wonderful time. I've been honored and privileged to serve with you. And I'm actually happy to be a good friend of yours, and I can't say anything else other than it's thank you for the opportunity. I'd like to also thank you for a nice election. The 4th term being probably the least expensive and the least tiring, but I truly do still am honored to be serving this city I love this city, and I love the accomplishments that we've all done, citizens, staff, and this council, over the last 14, 15 years. Thank you to a good friend, Assemblyman Jerry Hill, for being here and taking this honor. Supervisor Mark Church, thank you. I also want to thank all the citizens, all the friends and people that I'm still meeting and talking to and trying to address their needs in this community. City staff, I wouldn't be even considering being here if we didn't have such a good city staff and getting things done. Not only paid staff, but also elected officials, too. We've had past and present many good elected officials, and we have gotten things done. And I look forward to serving with Mayor Ruane. I want to acknowledge it's very touching that I have, my closest family here. Amy, who's the love of my life, has been with me throughout all of this. I have my daughters, Lindsay and Janelle. My son-in-law Mike is here, and the most beautiful kid that I see every other day or so, Brianna, my granddaughter. So I look forward to seeing her grow up in this community also. But I'd just like to say that I'm speechless as far as all the things that we've done and working with this council, working with a new council member in the near future. I think we're still getting things done. We work well together, and I really look forward to the improvements and brighter days for the community of City of San Bruno. Thank you very much.
And Councilmember Rico Medina.
In honor of you, Mr. Mayor, I will keep this brief.
You heard him.
I want to thank, obviously, the dignitaries that have already been mentioned here this evening. Of course, can't thank enough Mayor Franzella for his service and dedication, and yes, even during the meetings, the passion that he showed at many times. I've had the privilege to work with and learn from you, and I'm grateful for the time and the help that you gave me over these last 4 years. And I know that the community thanks you for your service and dedication that you've given. I also, of course, want to congratulate Mayor Ruane, and I realize that during your term, it will take all of us to work together diligently to see our city through any challenging times, and you have my full support, and I wish you the very best in these next couple of years. I also wish to congratulate Ken and Carol and John on their re-election, and I probably would join them as well to say we're appreciative that we were allowed this opportunity unopposed, and I wish them the best of luck in their next 4 years. I also, of course, want to thank my committee that helped me in 2005, who stepped up without any hesitation or reservation in 2009 in case we did have to run a campaign. And I appreciate Laura, Jim, Carrie, Jessica, and Polly for always being there and being a strong support for me. I'm so appreciative, and I'm fortunate to have family and friends who have and continue to be there to assist and support me during this process and my term in office. Without their support and love, I would not be able to serve this city as effectively or as dedicated. I wish to thank the people of San Bruno who offer their support, their words of advice, who tell me of their areas of interest and of their concerns. I want to thank the city employees who continue to serve the citizens of this community even as they face furloughs and reduced resources. I believe that the next couple of years will be filled with challenging issues and hard decisions for us as a council and as a community. I feel that we need to communicate and inform better the citizens of this city and reach out for their participation and involvement in the process. It will take all of us, irregardless of age, what group we are affiliated with, or what area of town we may live in. What was then is not now, and what was yesterday is not today. And today it will take all of us to be engaged, to offer comments, to bring forward ideas, and to come up with solutions in order to maintain the things that matter to us as a community and to continue to improve the city that we call home. I continue to be fortunate and blessed to live in this community I have called home my entire life and have so many people that have helped me along the way. Without the love and support of this town and the people in it, I again would not be sitting before you tonight, and I promise to continue my commitment and dedication to this community that I love and to all the citizens of the city of San Bruno. Thank you.
My turn. I had to run a campaign. It was good, it was fun. I get to speak longest. No, I'm not going to speak very long. A few well-deserved thank yous. First of all, the dignitaries that are here tonight, especially Assemblyman Hill for swearing us all in and doing the honors. It's an honor for us. Special thanks to outgoing Mayor Larry Franzella for his leadership over the last 10 years. He has put in an inordinate amount of time and effort behind the scenes to help guide this city in both smooth and rough waters. Thanks to my treasurer, who I always forget to mention, Rob Avison, who has been right there when I needed him during the last 5 elections. To all of the voters who put their trust in me, all of the contributors to my campaign, whether they wrote a check or made a phone call or put up a sign or gave a coffee, I can't thank you enough. Another special thanks to organized labor for your efforts on my behalf. To my fellow council members for your confidence in my abilities. I firmly believe San Bruno has one of the most stable and accomplished city councils on the entire peninsula. To our city staff and every one of the San Bruno city employees, we have shared when times were better, and I know I can speak for the entire council when I say we appreciate your concessions and cooperation as we make our way through this financial labyrinth, the majority of which was created by entities over which we had no control. A note of appreciation to all of our commissions, boards, committee, and volunteer members. You are an integral part of what keeps this city with a heart pumping. The most sincere thank you of all to my family and friends, both immediate and extended, many of whom are here this evening. My son Jim, who was always in the background offering very important bits of advice and strategy, and daughter-in-law Monica, and our 3 grandsons, Gavin, Patrick, and Brendan. My daughter Stephanie and her fiance Dan, and of course my wife Noreen. I must admit she was a little apprehensive about this whole mayor thing, but when it finally took off, she was my strongest supporter. She actually put up virtually all of my lawn signs. She has been my best friend and my first lady for over 36 years, and now she shares that title with all of you. It would be difficult for me to tell you what an honor it is to be your mayor. Suffice to say that 14 years ago, I committed to working honestly and hard for all of our best interests. I believe I have done that and commit to you that I will continue to work just as hard in representing your city and its well-being. The old cliche couldn't be truer now. This is where the rubber meets the road. Problem is now the road has a few more potholes than usual and the tires are running kind of thin. But we have positioned ourselves as a city to aggressively embrace every positive opportunity that comes our way. I look forward to the challenge. Once again, thank you. We do have 2 more short items of business that will need to be addressed before we can start a little bit of refreshment. And I'll try to make it brief with the help of the council because one of those chocolate eclairs has my name on it. Item D, approve annual reorganization of the City Council and select a vice mayor to serve a 1-year term. I would be remiss if I didn't mention that Rico Medina, council member, received the top votes and is in fact in line to be vice mayor.
Through the chair,
Yes.
I would like to nominate Rico Medina as vice mayor.
Second?
Okay, motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
And one more very important item E. Receive report and determine whether to fill a city council vacancy by appointment or by calling for a special election. You in the council here have all read the staff report, and at our November 10th meeting, the city manager explained our options in detail. I'm going to just go over this in brief. This election leaves 1 vacant council seat. This happens to be the only elected mayor in San Mateo County. So I have 2 more years to go, and my seat is open. We can either fill the vacancy through an election achievable by mail, special election, or in a consolidated election, or agree to appoint the next council member. An appointment must be made within 30 days, and the other election options can be achieved at cost estimated between $40,000 at the very low side to $85,000, with some considerable delay in getting another council member on board. I would ask the council for discussion or what your pleasure is.
Through the chair?
Yes.
I'd like to suggest that we go to appointment since no one ran against Mr. Ibarra or Medina. It shows that there was no one who was particularly interested in running another campaign, so I would like to make the motion that we appoint.
I'll second.
Motion is second on the floor. On the question?
On the question, I just wanted to make my position known. This is something that I've been wrestling with since this item obviously was going to come forward after the election. And there are many folks that have differencing of opinion that it is important to have the people decide their elected body. Our history has shown that we have had appointed. We also, as a council, made a position with staff and the citizens that we would not use reserves. That's what we would have to use in order to pay for this election. We do not have it budgeted, and in order to balance the budget, we would have to go somewhere to obtain those. As we made that commitment, we balanced the budget, we asked staff to take furloughs. I don't find it prudent or wise at this time to spend up toward $80,000 when we're having a hard time balancing the budget and asking staff to take a reduction and have little resources for them, that we would spend those type of funds in order to have a special election within the next couple months. So I also will be in favor of the motion.
Okay, motion is second on the floor. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we will appoint. Having agreed on that, in preparation for either decision, I've asked the city manager to outline a preliminary procedure for appointment. This has to be aggressive, as we need to fill this seat by appointment by January 1st. If there's no additional discussion by the council, I would instruct staff to do the following. Tomorrow morning, announcement of the process and schedule on cable TV, city website, distribution to local newspapers, online, and through the city clerk's office. I understand there's a conflict on December 14th. Is the 15th okay with everyone?
What day is that?
Well, the 14th letters of interest will be due by the 5 p.m. on the 14th, and they will also be available online and through the city clerk's office. You have a conflict, Councilmember Ibarra?
Through the chair, yes. Mr. Mayor, the schedule calls for letters of interest to be due by 5 o'clock on the 14th, and then on the 2 days later, the 16th, they'll be interviewing, and the 17th, we will have a special meeting. I have a conflict on the 17th, and was hoping that the council would consider moving it up to the 15th, 16th, if that's possible.
I have no problem.
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
Okay, so it will be the 15th, a special city council meeting to interview the applicants. The meeting will be held at City Hall, I believe, and we will record it. On the 16th of December, a special city council meeting at City Hall for consideration of an appointment.
May I also make a suggestion, in addition to those other avenues of advertisement, that we also have notice go to all committee, commission, and board members that currently volunteer, so that we can also let them be aware and have them additionally communicated amongst their travels.
Good, staff has that. Okay. Gives me great pleasure to say that the next council meeting will be held on December 8th, 2009, regular council meeting, 7 p.m. at the Senior Center right here on Crystal Springs Road. This meeting is adjourned.
Take that, Lester.